My accident shifted my whole mindset, and this is how it happened.
So how you would say was moving forward. Honesty hurts when you're getting older.
Hello, welcome back everybody. My name is Alyssia. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the importance of gratitude. I mentioned it in my past videos, and I wanted to have it have its own little special video so that I can get into more depth about it. So at the end of 2024, like right after summer ended, I went through a little depressive episode, and it was a really dark moment of my life. I felt super motivated with school. I cried pretty much every single day, no matter what, and I really felt like I had no way out whatsoever, so I really went through it. The worst part of it all is that I knew I was lucky. I knew I had a lot of things in my life that weren't that bad, but at that time it's like I didn't have a way of seeing that. I was really showered in negative energy. I was projecting negative energy, and I think everybody around me felt it. I think my friends felt it, people at school felt it, my family felt it. I really feel like that energy was kind of like flowing all around me, and I was just my negative little bubble, and I really felt like I had no way out. When I tell you, I'd go to sleep at night and I'd cry about the fact that I had to do it all over again the next day, because I was only thinking of all the negative things that could happen in my day and didn't realize that there's still good things out there. Now that I think about it, I just think it was mostly my mindset, because my life now is pretty much the same that it was back then, and it's still completely different thanks to my mindset shift. So after many conversations with friends, my parents, my boyfriend, and low-key feeling desperate because I thought I would never feel better, I finally got a break from school for Christmas holiday. So that was not even that long ago. It really was no time ago. But I got my Christmas break and I was able to go visit my parents and sisters for the holiday. And I got some time off from everything, but I could still feel that my energy was really off. I was still so stressed, even though there was nothing to be stressed about, and I was just living day to day, feeling unsatisfied. Like, I obviously had better days and worse days, but in general, like, the feeling that would come back was just unsatisfaction, and I felt so drained. And on that little trip, everything kind of changed in a weird way. And I hadn't even realized that that had happened until I talked about it with my mother, and I felt like it was really on spot. I really feel like I kind of had a moment of realization, because a few days after Christmas, my family and I went on a little quad trip and I got into an accident. Obviously, I came out fine, but the accident was actually very scary. I think everybody that was around me and that saw it happen thought that it was way worse than it actually was, and I myself, being in the accident, thought it was way worse than it was, and I ended up hurt. I ended up having a few scratches, but I had nothing more than that. And knowing how my mindset was at the time, I feel like everybody was expecting for me to react in such a negative way and be like, this always happens to me. I'm always the bad luck in this family. And it was actually quite the opposite. I came out of this accident and I did go through it for like 24 hours where I had to really suck in what had happened. I was kind of traumatized. But once that went away, I looked back at the situation and I could see like my huge swollen face and all my scratches, and I just felt like I was so lucky because that accident could have been so much worse. I could have ended up really, really hurt, and all that I had were some superficial scratches, and I was fine. Like, at the moment of the accident, I was fine. I was hurt, but I was really, really lucky, and I came out like almost perfectly. So, and I feel like from there I've really just been focusing on way more positive things in every single situation, and I really feel like that was the start of it all. And I had not realized that, as I said, until my mom told me the other day that she felt like that was kind of what started it all. And I was like, you know what, I think you're right, because now that I think about it, ever since then I've just been feeling so much better in general, which is very funny to say that the accident like changed me. After that happened, I really started to focus on the positive, at least way more than I did before. And I really feel the difference in my day-to-day life because, as I said before, my life right now is pretty much the same as when I was not doing well. And all that's really changed is my mindset and my perspective. So I feel like this really shows the strength that your mind has on you. Because you can be the luckiest person on earth and have so much fortune and have the best health and have everything that's good in life and still have a really negative mindset, and you're gonna feel bad. You're gonna feel terrible. However, you can be someone who isn't that lucky in life and doesn't have that much and feel grateful for the things that you do have and be really happy with what you have and happy with your life, you know? So the bad thing is that I feel like everyone needs something to happen to realize how lucky they are in life. And what I mean by that is that we all wait to hear the most terrible news, to have the worst experience, to see something really impactful, to realize how lucky we are. And that goes for pretty much everybody. When we hear something bad in the world, we're like, oh my gosh, I'm so lucky. And yesterday you didn't think that when you were just as lucky as today, you know? So why do we only feel this way when we see misery, to put it in some way? I feel like we really just wait to see negativity and misery to realize how happy we are and how lucky we are. And it's really a bummer that this has to be that way, because we have so much in life that we don't see because we don't take the time to reflect, you know? We don't take the time to be grateful for everything that we have, and that really sucks. This has happened to me with my past year, so 2024. I went through the year and I felt like terrible throughout the biggest part of the year, like mentally. And when 2024 ended, I really felt like I had had the worst year of my life. And every year, at the end of the year, I make this little like year recap. And when I look back at my year, I was like, whoa, this was actually such a great year. Like, I did so many things. I went to so many places. I spent so much quality time with the people that I love. And I was just saying that this was the worst year of my life. Like, how? You know? When I look back at the images, it didn't match my thoughts at all. And that also really made me realize like how bad my mindset was and how much gratitude was lacking in my life. And it kind of hit hard, honestly. So instead of focusing on negative things, because there's always negativity. There's always things happening around that we wish weren't happening, but there's also so much greatness and so much things to be grateful about, so many things to look forward to and things to enjoy. And I feel like as a society, we just expect the negative. Like the stress and anxiety that is put onto us just makes us expect negative things from every single situation. Like you might wake up one morning and be in a bad mood because you have a test that you really don't want to do, or you had bad sleep, or you have to get a task done that you didn't want to do for a while. And instead of realizing that it might be the first sunny day in like 2 weeks, or that you're gonna be meeting up with that one friend that you haven't seen in a while, you know, like we always have to focus on the worst part of our days, and waking up with such negativity will make you have a bad day. If you wake up and focus on the negative parts of your day, you're obviously gonna have a bad day. So if you actually try to practice gratitude and make it part of your day-to-day life, you will feel the shift. You are gonna feel it so quickly. I mean, the story that I'm telling you about myself was like a month and a half ago, and I already feel so much better today in like a few weeks only, just because I have changed my way of seeing things, you know? And practicing gratitude has been proved to release dopamine and serotonin, which are substances that are related to happiness and pleasure. So you're gonna feel so much better in general if you just try to be a little grateful and take a little time to reflect and feel lucky for all the things that you have, you know? I feel like the real tough thing is when you're actually going through a rough patch in your life, because if you've had something happen in your surroundings or whatever thing that can make you feel a little worse, it's obviously going to be harder to see the positive in other situations, because your mindset is like, your mind is just going to be stuck on the one thing that happened, and it might be something really bad, so you're kind of stuck in that bubble and it's hard to come out. So that's why you really have to put some things into place that you can do like every day that are gonna make you remember. It can be literally taking 5 minutes to think about 3 things that you're grateful for today. Or I like to write it down in the morning, just write 3 to 5 things that I'm grateful for. It doesn't have to be big, huge stuff, you know? You can be grateful about literally anything that you have in your life. And taking time every day to think about it and being present is going to make you feel a little bit better even when life is being tough. Because if you're already going through hard moments and you feel ungrateful and you feel like you're the most unlucky person on earth, chances are you're actually going to be the unluckiest person on earth, because that's just what you're putting out, you know? Another thing that is really, really hard, mostly amongst the younger generation, is spending so much time on social media. I recently went on a little social media detox, and it wasn't even long. It was just 3 weeks, and it did me so well, because when I tell you, the first thing that I do waking up in the morning was check my phone and get on TikTok or get on Instagram and watch everybody's life. You are just forced to compare yourself with everybody else out there, and there's always people doing better than you. That's the thing in life. There's always people doing better than you, but that does not mean that you're not doing well. And that's kind of like what social media is putting on us. Like, we're so used to seeing so much of people's lives, and we were never meant to see that much. You know, we were never meant to see that much, and it makes us feel so small. It makes us feel so drained because our brain is not meant to take in so many information, and the only thing that it's gonna do if you don't use social media well is make you feel like your life is less than, or that you could have had that if you did something, and you're always gonna have something to look at on social media that is gonna make you feel less grateful, or that is gonna make you forget like everything else that you might have that that person does not have, you know? This is why I also want to talk about the importance of valuing yourself and stopping to compare yourself to others, because you are a unique person. You do not exist twice. Like, you're the only person who's exactly like you are, you know? There's no copy, there's no replica. You're completely unique. And that is honestly a power to have. So you can compare yourselves to whoever you want, how many times you want. It's not worth it, because you might not have some things that that person has, but that does not make you less than, you know? Everybody is their own person, and we all have something to bring to the table, and you cannot compare yourself to others. I have made the mistake to compare myself to others for so long, and I only felt small by doing that. I only felt like I was not good enough. And if you don't feel good enough, you're not going to be able to actually realize how strong you are, how many things you've done in life. Like, I know that I have done amazing things in my life, and still I thought I was not enough because I would constantly compare myself to others. That is really something very unhealthy. So when you feel your brain starting to tell yourself that you should be more like this person or try to act more like that person, don't listen to it. Be yourself. Try to analyze and find the source of why you're feeling that way and work on that, because it's going to make you feel so much better in general, and it's going to help you so much in so many things. Apart from seeing the good in yourself and how the things that you have to bring to the table, you also have to try to see the good in others, because I had this phase in my life where I was like, I hate everyone is annoying, everyone is draining me, I do not want to be around anyone, and I hate everybody. And that only makes you, first of all, you're gonna be like vibrating so low that you're only gonna feel negative about everything, and you're only gonna attract like low vibrational things if you put yourself on that level. So I know that it is hard sometimes, unfortunately, because there's really some people that you feel like you cannot see the good in. But if you try, you can most probably see one positive thing about that person. And if it's someone that you really do not like, that might even be like, wow, I'm thankful that this person has shown me how I do not want to be in life. Like, that's a good thing. Like, that is something that that person has brought to you and something that you can be grateful for. So you have to try to see the good in others, or see the good in what everybody brings you, because it is also going to be something that is going to change so much, because we're always surrounded by so many people, whether it is because of work, because of traveling, because of school. Like, there's always people around us. So if you are constantly thinking that you do not want to be around anybody because you hate everybody, it's really going to be tough to go on in life and feeling fulfilled. Last but not least, I'd like to give you a few tips on how you can start practicing gratitude more often and include it in your day-to-day, and hopefully end up becoming your most happiest and fulfilled self. So first of all, I like to keep a journal that I use for everything. That journal is literally like my life in a book, literally. So what I like to do is, first of all, as I said before, write 3 things that I'm grateful for in the morning, because it is going to make you start your day being on that gratitude frequency. And I also like to write 3 things that I have liked about my day when I go to bed. You don't even have to have a journal to do that. You can literally think it and have it stay in your mind. But I like to write it down because it makes me realize it more. So I write down 3 things that have made my day a little better or that I have enjoyed. Something else that is going to make you more grateful is being more present in your day-to-day. You're always like conditioned to think about what you're gonna have to be doing for tomorrow, the things that you have to get done for tomorrow, what you're gonna be doing next week, what you're gonna be doing in 10 years, and you have to live the moment. You have to enjoy the moment, because the time that you're spending worrying about all those things is time that you're not gonna get back. So be present, enjoy the now, and really try to fully be there in every part of your day. You're gonna have time to worry about tomorrow when tomorrow comes. Another thing is reminding yourself of the people that you have around you and be grateful for them. Be grateful for your family, your friends, even like your pets. Like, be grateful for everybody that you have around you that is your little support system. Same goes for things that you own, objects, or even bigger things like the place you live in or the car that you drive. Like, try to remind yourself that that is something that you have achieved, that is something that you could afford, something that serves you every day, and that could make your life so much harder if you didn't have it. So put that energy into objects that serve you right on a daily too. And lastly, do things that will raise your vibe. Try to make more things that you enjoy doing, like doing sports or going on a walk, connecting with nature, hanging out with people that you love, like listening to music. It can be as simple as that. So this was all for today. I hope that you enjoyed this little episode. And if you're going through a rough patch, I hope that you're able to feel better with these few little tips that I have shared. And even if you're doing fine, I hope that you can do even better. Let's honestly just all be the person that we dream to be. And the first thing that we need to do to achieve that is to feel lucky for the things that we already have. So be happy, be grateful, focus on the positive, because there's so many things to be grateful about in life, way more things than we even realize. And I know that you can do it. If I could do it, you can do it too. Trust me on that. I hope you have the best day or the best night, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!